My favorite personality project. My name is Rachel. I chose to do the Dark Triad of Personality. So, why did I choose this? This theory is really interesting to me for a couple reasons. My major fits really well into this, so I am double majoring. My first major is psychology, my second major is criminal justice. I've always been interested in why people commit crimes and why they go against social and societal norms that we have in place. And this theory also fits in well with my future career goals. So, my dream job is to put out research on serial criminals that I've interviewed and kind of understand why they do what they do and hopefully try to prevent them from committing more crimes. So, this theory really fits into my personal interest. The masterminds behind the triad. So, Delroy Paulus and Kevin Williams are the creators of this theory. They're not super well known. It was actually kind of hard to find some information on them but from what I understand, they're both university professors, and they are known for creating this theory. So what it is, it's commonly used in criminal psychology, and it includes three traits. The first being narcissism, which is pretty well known. It is extreme selfishness, inflated sense of self, constant need for attention. These people display entitlement, dominance, superiority over others. The second trait is Machiavellianism, which is kind of hard to pronounce. The need to manipulate others. So these people are cynical, cold, and they use manipulation in their everyday lives. Machiavellianism is closely correlated with psychopathy, which is the third trait. Psychopathy is not super well understood. The definition for it is kind of vague, but we know that these people are pretty unpredictable. So if you are high in psychopathy, you are known to have low levels of empathy combined with high levels of impulsivity and thrill seeking. So what this means, high scorers in those three traits tend to engage in more antisocial activities. They derive greater satisfaction from the misfortune of others. They are more likely to commit crimes, and they are more likely to cause social distress and just create problems in general. So going into this research with my criminal justice background, I was assuming that the people scoring high in these traits were going to all be criminals, and I quickly realized that that is not the case. A lot of these people are present in our everyday lives, which is kind of scary to think about. So who could these people be? A boss that manipulates you into doing what he or she doesn't want to do, a coworker. The constant need for attention could be an internet troll, so somebody that comments hate on people's pages continuously. Another one that was interesting, a man or a woman that's characterized as having a lot of game. So studies suggest that on average, those who exhibit these personality traits have an accelerated mating strategy. So they report more sex partners, more favorable attitudes towards casual sex, lower standards in their short-term mates, and tendency to steal mates from others, which I thought was interesting. And then they obviously could be a criminal. So these traits are measured using the Dirty Dozen scale, and when it was talked about in the textbook, these were the statements that were given as an example. So when you take a quiz, I guess you could call it, you read statements and you measure how much you agree or disagree with the statement. So I took one online that was a little bit different. It was 27 questions or 27 statements, and I put the link in case anybody wants to take it. But these were my results, and these were out of a scale of 4, I believe. So narcissism was 0.8 out of 4. Machiavellianism was almost 2.5 out of 4, but I don't necessarily agree with how this quiz scored those. Some of the questions could be worded in ways that could advance career success rather than manipulate people. For example, one of the questions was, I like to be close with powerful people. I said agree because that's how a lot of people advance their career success, is becoming friends with the boss or getting to know the CEO on a first name basis or something like that. But they took it as manipulative. They also asked, like, I avoid direct contact or direct conflict with people since they could be useful later. I said agree to that because I don't agree with starting conflict in the workplace for no reason, because that hinders your career success. But again, they use that as manipulative. So I think that my score would be lower in real life. Just it was higher just because of the way that they worded the questions. But anyway, psychopathy 0.4 out of 4. So I think overall I'm in the clear for the results of this um, dark triad quiz. So overall, I just think this theory is really interesting. It talks about the type of personality that doesn't really get touched on a lot, and I think it's unique to what we've been talking about throughout the semester. And I also thought that it was really interesting that these people could be kind of hiding in our everyday lives and aren't just the stereotypical criminal or somebody that you would think about being careful around. So, yeah, thanks for watching.